Hey guys, Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware Grilling expert. Today, we are both students of brisket because we're gonna do hot and fast brisket. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited because this is my first time trying this. I've been intrigued by it and I figured, why not take you along on the journey? So we're gonna head outside, get that Weber kettle fired up. We are gonna get this brisket flat dialed in and then we're going hot and fast. Rumor has it between 3 to 5 hours of cook time for this brisket flat, about an hour of resting time. Time to learn, right? Let's get cooking. We're gonna light the lump charcoal today using some tumbleweeds. And one of the reasons I'm using lump is, look at this, that randomness in the size of pieces. I've got medium, small, and large. That's gonna do a great job of really sustaining that higher heat and that longer cook we're gonna need for our hot and fast brisket today. So we'll let this start. We'll come back when these are all red hot and ready to go. And then I'll show you how we pour them into the charcoal baskets. And we're gonna add a little bit of post oak today to fuel some more fun in this flavor of smoke. One of the things I like to do here too is I don't want this all the way ignited to the top because I want to save some of this to kind of help make that smoke and that cook a little bit longer. So what I'll do is start off here. We'll go a little bit in that ash basket there. And then we'll go a little bit over in this ash basket here. Get this all set. Now, we'll go ahead and adjust the top and the bottom, and don't worry about all this stuff here on the grate. We're gonna come and brush that off before we get set. All right, charcoal is set. You can see we've already got a couple pieces of post oak loaded, and I always say less is more when it comes to chunks, because the bigger the chunks, the more chunks you have, you're gonna have a lot of excessive smoke. So we just went with 2. We'll get this all dialed now, get it all set and ready to go. Cook temp today, 350 to 375 degrees. Let's head back in the kitchen. We'll get the brisket all prepped and get ready to go. Well, for hot and fast brisket, we need one thing that is the most important part of this recipe, brisket. So I got a USDA prime brisket flat from one of my local stores. That is gonna definitely take care of the brisket fun today. Now, we're seasoning it up right here, you guys, with a 50-50 blend of Rub-A-Dub and Island Boys coffee rub. We're gonna use a little bit of oil as our binder, and then we're gonna do a little spritzing, a little misting, a little spraying with some beef stock. Now, temperature check. Guess what? We're going to employ the Weber Connect today. And like I always say, if you don't have a Weber Connect, digital thermometer is your best friend. So let's get in. Let's get the prep done. Well, here we are at the brisket. Now, I'm going to go ahead and trim this flat down to about, I don't know, an 1/8 inch of fat. Unless I get a couple lean spots, I'm okay with that. But I basically want to get this trimmed down pretty good, get all that fat removed, and then get this all set and dialed in. So we'll go ahead and finish trimming this side. If you look at the back side, not a lot to do here on the back, just a little bit of connective tissue, maybe a little bit of silver skin, but we'll go ahead and get this all trimmed up, get it set and ready to go. We'll come back, show you how we get it seasoned and have everything ready. We're pretty well trimmed up, right? I'm leaving a 1/4 inch fat or so. I have a couple little thin spots. I'm not too worried about that, but look at this here. You can see the way those muscle fibers are running this way. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually make a little cut right here. That's gonna be my reminder that when it comes time to slice this, I'm gonna slice that way because it's very important to go against that grain. I'm gonna start off in the pan. I wanna make sure I get this brisket in the pan. It really keeps the counter a lot cleaner on the cutting board too. Today's rubs, we're doing 50-50 blend of our Island Boys coffee and our Rub-A-Dub. These two together make an amazing bark. I'm gonna go ahead and oil this just a little bit. Nothing crazy, just enough to act as a binder. Make sure that rub sticks like we want. Now, I always tell you, as much or as little. So we'll start off with a little base of Rub-A-Dub, get that on there, and then we'll come back over this with a little bit of coffee rub. Now, we'll go ahead and let this sit for just about 5 minutes, then we'll come back and season the bottom. For the backside, same thing here again. We'll do that Rub-A-Dub and a little bit of our coffee rub. Now, go ahead actually and rub this in just a little bit, kind of help it do its thing, but look at that. And that marbling is so fantastic on here as well. So, all right, now we're gonna go ahead and let this sit. I'm gonna let this sit for about half hour, 45 minutes max. We've got the brisket loaded. We went ahead and added our Weber Connect as well. We've got that probe set in the thickest part. Now, you can see wood chunks are doing their thing. We are hovering right about 355 degrees, which is absolutely perfect. We have our water pan in the back, all set and ready to go. 153 degrees after 45 minutes. Now, I'm gonna mist it with some beef stock. I know we have a water pan, just trying to add extra moisture. Now, charcoal, absolutely fantastic. Wood chunks smoldering away. We're gonna leave this now. We'll come back and spray it in about 30 minutes, but now we're gonna take it until it hits 165 degrees, then Texas crutch. It is Texas crunch time. Look at that. That is set at 167 degrees. Now, I understand we may sacrifice a little bit of bark for this, but I'm okay because you know why? Hot and fast brisket. Now we're going to envelope wrap this. We're going to leave that probe in so we can track its temp, but I'm going to fold this up nice, side by side. But beforehand, guess what? We're going to add a little bit of stock in here, get that all set and ready to go. Next up, we're going back on the grill. We're going to cook this now to 205 degrees. Okay, we hit that magic 205 degrees. This smells fantastic. Listen, I gave it a test wiggle too, and it absolutely has that beautiful brisket jiggle we're looking for. Now, we're gonna go ahead and put it in our Yeti. We're gonna let this sit for an hour. Now, what we're doing is letting that moisture and that heat equalize. This brisket will finish off and soften really nice. So we'll see you back here in an hour when it's time to get in here, slice it, do a little quality control. I will tell you what, 4.5 hours for hot and fast. We cooked it at 350, took it to that 205, cooler rested it for about 45 minutes, and we are set and ready to go. Pulls apart, it is nice and tender. Not bad for the first time we have ever tried hot and fast brisket. Again, this is a brisket flat, so if you're doing that full packer brisket, probably expect a little bit longer time as well. Hey, I'm Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. You can get more recipes like this by subscribing to our Ace Hardware YouTube channel. Then don't forget, as always, to leave us your questions and comments because that's what guides us along this path of culinary and barbecue excellence, right? We want to cook what you want to see to make you a legend in the backyard cooking circuit. Then don't forget, at the end of today's video, we've got a couple other fun videos coming for you as well, showing you how to really get the most out of your grills when it comes to barbecue. Now, I think it is probably time to get into a little bit of quality control. I'll tell you what, we got in there, showed you a little bit on that slice, how to get the slice done, showed you a little bit on that pull. Not bad for our first time. Like I said, we are always students of brisket.